I've been getting a lot of requests asking how I did the color grading for my Technicolor Cinestyle visual effects test I did on my channel. It's right here. This one right here, the Technicolor Cinestyle visual effects test with my Canon T3i. It's on my main channel, TK Todd. If you want to check that out, go right ahead. But let me show you quick clip of what the color grade looks like. There it is right there. A lot of people asking how I got that color, that look. So I'm going to show you inside of After Effects. Here's the raw footage. Not really raw footage, but the H.264 footage straight out of the camera. And I shot with the Technicolor Cinestyle profile on my camera, which you can download and install that from Technicolor.com, I think. I'll put some links in the description for you. What it does is shoots a very flat image, and that's what you want. You want a flat image with no shadows, no, as you can see, my face has hardly no shadows on it. So in post you can get the most out of your grade. It also pushes the dynamic range even further by shooting in a flat Cinestyle profile. So I'm not getting into all that technical detail, but I'm sure you can also use just the camera in camera settings and shoot as flat as you can with that. So in this shot, the lighting is overhead of me, and there's probably like 4 overhead lights. I'll have to show you some footage of that. Okay, so to make this effect happen, this color grade happen, you need 2 plugins. Actually 3 plugins. I used Magic Bullet Looks, Magic Bullet Mojo, and Magic Bullet Denoiser 2, which you really don't need a denoiser, but it really helped a lot in this clip. It removed a lot of the grainy look, which I didn't want in this. So I'll show you how I did this. Here's my file of me, just the raw footage. Let me bump this down to half resolution. Of just me looking up in slow motion. Okay. First thing I did was went to Effect, Magic Bullet Looks. Let's go ahead and open that up. Click Edit. Computer's a little slow today. Okay, and I added the, what was it? The Coolish Alternative is the first thing I added. It's all down here. Coolish Alternative, where you at? There it is right there. Coolish Alternative. And as you can see, that pretty much just crushed the blacks, darkened things up, brought out some contrast, and gave it a little bit of a bluish look. But that's the first thing I did to the clip. So we can click Finish. I didn't really do any other editing to the looks besides just the default Coolish Alternative. And then the next thing I did was added Mojo. Okay. Now the Mojo default wasn't enough. This is where I really pretty much got the grading for this, is tweaking the Mojo settings, which I already have the numbers down, and I'll show you what they were for me. Every scene's going to be different. It depends on the lighting, depends on everything. Your numbers ain't going to be exactly what I put in here to make it look like mine. Every scene's going to be different, so you're going to have to play with these settings and these numbers to get the look you want, and that's what I did. I messed around for a good while getting the look I wanted. So first one, the main Mojo, was 56 I had on that. Getting close to that. That'll work. And the next one was the Mojo Tint. I ended up using, well, let's do it this way, 100 for that. The next one was the Mojo Balance. I used actually left that as it was, 75. And Warm It, I did leave it 0. And Punch It, put that up to 33. Okay, and Bleach It. This is the main one I used because if you look at my clip, it's pretty white. It's pretty bleached out looking. So let's change that to 81. And now you're starting to get the look. Let me bump the resolution back up to full. Okay, and also I used a 50mm 1.8 lens to get this nice depth of field in the back. And basically that back there looks like a futuristic looking background, but it's actually my computer desk and some computer hardware and things. So that turned out pretty nice. Like I said, you want to play around with your settings and adjust whatever looks best to you. You can go whiter. All your Mojo settings here are really nice to tweak and find the look you're looking for. So mess around with that, try to get a nice look that you're looking for, and that's that. Okay, the next thing I did was I added the Magic Bullet. Let's go to Effect, Denoiser 2. Okay. As you can see, it didn't do nothing, so I boosted my noise reduction to 200%. 202 actually. Okay, it looks like it still didn't do nothing because my denoiser is below the other effects. So I want to bring it up above everything. Okay, now you can see it. There's the green, and there's without the green. Which, adding that really made it look a lot smoother, and I just think it looks a lot smoother with that on there. Okay, that's optional. If you don't want the noise removed, then you don't have to use that. Okay, the next thing, this is pretty much what sharpens this whole thing up. Let me go ahead and add the layers for the eyes that I already masked out. As you can see, I did adjustment layers for the eyes, and I rotoscoped them, keyframed. So basically I just created a mask around the eye for each one of them, and frame by frame, which is very time consuming, I moved the mask. The mask will stay right on the eye. You could motion track it, but it didn't turn out too good for me, so I just did it frame by frame, and looks much better. Okay, the last thing I did to this clip that really makes it pop is I added a mask around my entire face, and I keyframed that and moved the mask along, as my head moved, which it didn't move much in slow motion. So once I did that, I added the sharpen effect. And let me turn that on now. Right now it's off, and you'll really see the difference. See that? That's with the sharpen. That's without the sharpen. With it, without. So you can see it really made everything pop. So I added sharpen to it, and I boosted it up to like 80%. You can play around with that as well and see what you come up with. I mean, you don't have to use it if you don't want to, but I think it really made that image pop. Okay, one very important thing that I forgot to mention earlier is if you take a look at my finished project and the coloring's way off, something ain't right. There's a reason for this, and I'll show you what you need to do here. If you look in your effects column over here and you notice Mojo is below looks. We want to move Mojo above looks. Okay, as you can see, the color came back the way I wanted it. By moving those two around, it really affects your coloring. So if you have Mojo above the looks filter, everything's going to be applied after looks was applied. So if you have Mojo below looks, then you're going to get a totally different coloring look out of it. So that's definitely something to keep in mind when you're doing this. I know it's kind of confusing, but it really, makes a difference. And with that, I mean, we're pretty close to what my final project looked like. But anyway, thanks for watching my tutorial. And if you haven't subscribed to my tutorials channel already, it's TK Todd Tutorials. And my main channel where I make all my videos is TK Todd. So please check that out and subscribe to that if you'd like. And thanks for watching, guys. See you later.